Live from 12 Studios, this is News 12 at 10.
The lights staying on in an apartment complex that was preparing for the worst after spending days in the cold. We spoke with residents about the welcome change tonight. And a threat of winter weather on the way where you may see snow this weekend. And the acting chief during the shooting inside of Robb Elementary School steps down. The meeting that may have seen him without a job by the end of the week. Welcome to News 12 at 10. I'm Brenda Teele. Well, tenants at 3 Sherman apartments who were without water thought they would also be without power tonight. But not only is the water on, the lights are too. Tenants and management told News 12 someone paid the electric bill for the Sherman and Denison properties. The all bills paid apartments are owned by Apex East Coast LLC, who apparently has not been paying the water or electric bill on behalf of the tenants. Although the lights are back on, News 12's Kayla Holt reports some tenants are still feeling very uncertain.
Sherman apartment residents, fearing the worst, are grateful the lights are on.
Whoever did this, God bless you. I'm just so thankful for you guys.
Wednesday night, city officials said Encore was slated to cut power to over 200 residents of the Norwegian Woods, Westwood Gardens, and Candlelight apartments. However, right before the scheduled shutoff, a payment was made to avoid disconnection.
As far as we can tell right now, the electric provider for these apartments has canceled the disconnect order. We have yet to find out how much time did they buy, the residents of this apartment. So we don't know if they bought us 1 day yet, a week, or a month.
The rent payment includes the utilities, and tenants say they paid their rent. But the landlord didn't pay the electric or water bill. So the water was shut off earlier this week, but the city turned it back on despite a $20,000 outstanding bill. Although she says she is grateful, tenant Rachel Whiteley says she won't be sticking around much longer.
I have found me an apartment, and I will be able to just walk away from all this mess. I feel sorry, though, for the people that are here.
Still, Whiteley says she wants to stand by her neighbors.
I don't think this is right, and I think this management, they really need to understand what they've done to people, especially this close to the holiday season, to put people through this. And, they're going to go and enjoy a holiday with their family and everything and not even have no consideration for all these people.
As of Thursday night, the city of Sherman said it doesn't know how long power will be connected for, but they will provide updates to the city's Facebook page as more information becomes available. In Sherman, Kayla Holt, News 12.
Well, they'll be thankful to have the heater running tonight as a cold front is moving across Texoma. How cold is it going to get out there, Brady?
It's going to get pretty cold out there, Brenda. It's going to be close to freezing in most areas, some below freezing, but not like the night we had last night where we saw temperatures in the 20s for overnight lows. And a big part of that is because it's still fairly warm out there, relatively warm compared to what we've been dealing with. Still have a lot of 40s on the board up there in Ada, 46. Antlers already freezing, but that's just geography for you there. And plus 14, that's the big thing I'm looking at, the 24-hour temperature change. Look at where Cole and Ada are today as compared to yesterday. So they're already a lot warmer going into the overnight, which is going to help keep the temperatures up as opposed to as cold as they were. But the southerly wind has been helping. It's calming down, but you can see there it is. There's our cold front right there coming in, and that's going to bring a lot of dry air with it, and it's going to really affect tomorrow. Now, as we go later on from Thursday into Friday, the cold front's going to move through, and the temperatures are going to be cold, but they're going to feel even colder due to the winds. I'll show you those numbers coming up a little later. Brenda?
All right, thank you, Brady. A Durant ISD employee under police investigation is no longer with the school district. Police say they are investigating a tip involving an educator who did work at Durant Middle School. No arrests have been made or criminal charges have been filed at this time. Police aren't commenting right now on the nature of the investigation, but the school district does tell us that the employee is no longer employed by Durant ISD, and we will continue to keep an eye on that story for you. A Sherman man will spend the next 35 years behind bars. 37-year-old Stacy Hollis was sentenced for continuous sexual abuse of a child. Authorities say Hollis will have to serve the entire sentence and will be required to register as a sex offender. Endangering a child is just one of the charges against a man arrested today in Sherman. Police say they stopped Ryan Ed on Texoma Parkway at about 1:30 this morning. When they searched his SUV, police found more than 2 pounds of meth and a gun. Because there was an infant in the vehicle, Ryan was also charged with child endangerment. And the state of Oklahoma carried out its 5th execution of the year. Death row inmate Richard Fairchild was executed by lethal injection this morning for the 1993 killing of his girlfriend's 3-year-old son. Fairchild was on death row for 26 years and denied clemency in October. Attorneys for Fairchild argued that he suffered from mental illness due to numerous traumas to his brain throughout his childhood. The acting police chief on the day the Robb Elementary School massacre happened has resigned from the Uvalde Police Force. Lieutenant Mariano Pargas resigned, and it comes ahead of a rare Saturday special meeting called by the city to decide his fate. The mayor says the resignation is effective immediately. The mayor put Pargas on administrative leave in July when videos from body-worn cameras raised questions about whether he had taken any action to assume command. He was expected to be fired during the Saturday special meeting if he had not resigned. An historic reign of leadership on Capitol Hill comes to an end. We'll tell you who's next in line for Democratic leadership, and other top stories from across the nation are still ahead. First, here's a look at today's almanac. A warmer day today, but it will be another cold morning. Brady has your chilly weekend forecast that includes snow. We'll be right back. Well, the next Congress will look vastly different come January. Republicans are taking control of the House and are promising to aggressively look into the Biden administration. And an end of a historic reign of Democratic leadership is coming to an end. Skylar Henry is on Capitol Hill with the latest.
House Speaker Nancy Pelosi is making way for the next wave of the Democratic Party.
I will not seek re-election to Democratic leadership in the next Congress. For me, the hour's come for a new generation to lead the Democratic caucus.
In 2007, Pelosi became the first woman to ever hold the Speaker's gavel and oversaw passage of major health care, climate change, and infrastructure legislation.
Never would I have thought that someday I would go from homemaker to House Speaker.
The 82-year-old will continue serving in Congress representing her San Francisco district. The frontrunner to step into Pelosi's shoes is New York's Hakeem Jeffries, who would become the first ever black party leader.
Well, I think it's always good for a party to have new blood and new invigoration, enthusiasm, and new ideas.
Republicans won a majority of seats in the midterm election, and on Thursday began laying out their legislative priorities for the next Congress, including an aggressive oversight on President Biden.
Was Joe Biden directly involved with Hunter Biden's business deals, and is he compromised? That's our investigation.
Democratic Congressman Andy Levin believes Republicans will lose their majority in 2024 if they overreach.
They want to go and investigate things that aren't substantive, that aren't legitimate. The American people are going to tire of that very quickly.
The GOP is also expected to disband the January 6th commission and put a renewed focus on the southern border. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Well, Thanksgiving is just 1 week away. Can you believe it? And inflation is unfortunately on the menu. According to the American Farm Bureau, the average American family paid more than $400 more in September for the same items they bought last year. Grocery prices last month up over 12%. And the Farm Bureau says a Thanksgiving dinner for 10 will be 20% more expensive than before. Pre-sale tickets for Taylor Swift's concert tour sold so swiftly this week that sales to the general public scheduled for tomorrow have been canceled. Ticketmaster has become more like Ticket Mess for die-hard Taylor Swift fans. Ticketmaster's parent company said Swift's unmatched popularity and a so-called pre-sale opportunity overloaded the system. Still ahead, a child gets a ride to school this morning that came complete with all the bells and whistles. How he got to hitch a ride with the Denison Fire Department.
Well, might have to start a fire to stay warm as we go into the overnight. It is going to be a chilly one with a cold front moving through, and I'm even looking at a chance for some snow flurries. I'll show you when next.
This weather segment sponsored by Langford Roofing. Langford Roofing since 1937. from the Weather Authority, here's meteorologist Brady Blackstock.
Good evening, Texoma. Steve Lenore has the night off. As we go into this evening, we have a cold front on our doorstep. But right now, temperatures are a bit warmer than they were yesterday, currently at 47. That's an improvement. Trust me, I know it's still very cold outside. But we have 40s all over Texoma, which is a good thing because we need these temperatures to be as high as they are before we get that cold front moving through, and it's going to make things really chilly. But that's looking like the case as we see on the 24-hour temperature change. This time yesterday, it was much colder, which is why we saw such a cold overnight. But going into this evening, we are going in with warmer temperatures thanks to a southerly wind. It is calming down right now, but it is butting up against the cold front. There it is right there, moving on in. But let's take a look at the almanac. We almost got up to normal highs today, but today's low well below the normal average of 43. So unfortunately, we're still dealing with very cold overnights. And as you can see, nothing but blue skies and multicolored skies with that sunset that we got to see thanks to Hunter SuperTex. And as we go into the evening, here's what the temperature is going to look like going through with that cold front. You can kind of see it moving through right there, and it's going to leave behind some 30s, but we're not going to get right into the freezing like we have been. Antlers will be chilly for sure, but as we go into Friday, you'll see the cold front really starting to settle in with those high temperatures, only getting to about in the 40s for tomorrow. But that's not the full story because it will be cold on the temperatures for sure, but the wind chill is going to be very brisk coming in from the north. We're going to see very chilly wind chill temperatures. Below freezing is what it's going to feel like. We're going to feel 20s throughout the day. And then as we get into the evening of Friday, might have a few football games going on, it's still going to be chilly. And that biting wind, you're just going to need to bundle up because it'll sneak in your sleeves and really cause you to shiver. So as we look at Futurecast Super High Res, we go from Friday into Saturday. We are looking at a chance for some light snow flurries. They're going to be here and then they're going to be gone, and it'll be overnight. So it just might be one of those things you wake up on Saturday. If you're down in Gainesville, you might see some snow on the yard. For tonight, we are looking at 34 degrees right here at the station. Cloudy as the front moves through. It's going to initiate some cloud cover. That's going to help keep the temperatures not from going so low, because when it's clear skies, all the heat just goes back up in the sky, and then it gets really cold. And the winds out the northeast 10 to 15. That's a big one right there. And what was that? We got a turkey over here. We got Thanksgiving right around the corner. But Friday, again, it's going to be chilly. There's those snow flurries we were just talking about. But then as we go through the weekend, Sunday, we're going to start warming up into the 50s, and then those 50s are going to climb into the 60s as we get to that dancing turkey right there on Thanksgiving. We are looking at a few 20% chances of some showers. It's still a little too far to tell, but as we get closer, we're going to have a better idea. So it might be a little rainy on Thanksgiving, but at least it'll be warmer, Brenda, warmer than it is now.
I'm just thinking about how much more that turkey is going to cost this year.
Oh, yeah, right.
All right. Thank you, Brady. A Sherman nonprofit getting a big donation. What they say that money will go toward. We'll be right back. Well, this morning's ride to school is one that a Hyde Elementary School student is likely to never forget. Third grader Sam Connor got a ride to school from the Denison Fire Department. Last month, Denison Fire and Rescue held a home safety plan drawing contest during the Fire Prevention Week, and Sam was one of 5 elementary students selected.
It felt crazy. Like, it was fun, bumpy, and crazy cool. I had a lot of fun.
You better bet he probably wanted all of his friends to come out and see him as well. Denison Fire Chief Kenneth Jack says he hopes programs like this one will help keep kids excited about learning fire prevention. Look at that smile. Well, Pottsboro ISD students trying to serve the people who serve them. They're cafeteria workers. Lunch today, the students surprised the cafeteria workers with gift baskets filled with items donated by local businesses, including gift cards, baked treats, and personalized mugs. The kids say they want their lunch ladies to know how appreciated they are before Thanksgiving break.
We have been noticing that our lunch ladies haven't been appreciated, so we chose to get gift baskets for them, and we all worked together to make a big poster and mini posters so they can have a good Thanksgiving break.
The cafeteria workers say they had no idea that was coming, and they are so very thankful. A nonprofit in Sherman receiving a big donation today for their work with children. The Rosenden Foundation donated $25,000 to the Grayson County Children's Advocacy Center this morning. They say the donation will help them fight and reduce childhood trauma, making a positive impact on the community. Well, coming up, several area athletes signed to play football, baseball, basketball, some kind of ball. A local volleyball team is headed to state finals as well. Plus, plenty of playoff football on this Thursday night. Sports is next.
Now, your award-winning local sports coverage. Here's David Reed.
The high school football playoffs roll into round 2, and for the Gunner Tigers, it's actually their first postseason game after receiving a forfeit in the opening round. Gunner takes on Jacksboro in the Battle of the Tigers down in Grapevine. Gunner on offense first. Ethan Sloan gets the carry, finds the hole, and he is gone into the end zone for the first score of the game, 7-0 Gunner. Jacksboro with it now. Lando Belcher fires out, but Sloan is there for the interception. He adds a nice little return here to set the offense up in the red zone. Few plays later, Gunner out of the Wildcat. Ivy Hellman takes it in, and Gunner up by 14. Jacksboro back on the move again. Belcher drops back, scrambles, then throws up a prayer, but this one will be picked off by Cannon Limburg. Nice play there for that Gunner defense. That would set up a field goal for the Tigers. 17-0 Gunner now as Walker Overman drops back, scrambles, and then turns on the Jets. He is gone for the touchdown, and Gunner rolls on to round 3, 48-7. The Bells Panthers head to Springtown where they will play Comanche in round 2. First quarter, Jacob Aaron gives to Brock Baker. He finds the end zone. A little later, Comanche's Layden Welch drops back and heaves it downfield, but Jacob Aaron makes the leaping grab for the interception, and then the nice return afterwards. Big play for that Bells defense. Panthers cash in Brock Baker again for the second touchdown of the night. Panthers in control. Early second quarter, Aaron gives it to Grady Waldrop. It's another Bells touchdown, and the Panthers are rolling on to round 3, 50-25. The Pottsboro Cardinals play their second round game against Whitney. Pottsboro defense making a play here. Xavion Bennett tips the pass. Andrew Chapman gets the interception. A nice play by that Pottsboro D. Then here comes the offense. Major McBride gets the carry on the sweep on the near sideline. He has lots of room over here. Big pickup for the first down. Then McBride cashes in, takes it in for the touchdown. Pottsboro with the lead. A little bit later, they take to the air. Halen Flanagan steps up in the pocket and delivers a strike to Jude Bentley. Pottsboro wins this one 62-49. Callisburg and Palmer meet up in the second round down at Birdville ISD Stadium. Opening kickoff, Palmer receives. Drew Powell puts on the thrusters, takes it to the house for the touchdown. Not an ideal start for the Callisburg Wildcats. Next possession, Callisburg quarterback Colton Montgomery decides to take it himself, carries a couple of defenders with him for a nice first down pickup. Then Montgomery drops back and throws to his reliable target. Colton Simpson takes it for the touchdown, but Palmer gets the win in this one, 49-13. The Gunner volleyball team taking on Columbus in the state semifinals. First set, Lady Tigers on the attack. Breely Malden sets her sister Rayanna Malden. That's how you do it. Same set now. Breely over to Madison Smith. She punches it right through the defense for another Lady Tiger point. They win that set. Then in the second set, Gunner begins to really take control. Malden to Smith for the score, and the team says, let's keep this going, and that's what they do into the third. Game point. Chloe Johnson and Miranda Putnicki put up a wall at the net, and that is it. Gunner wins in 3. They are moving on to the state championship game on Saturday.
They know the plan at this point, And I definitely feel like today they were fully focused on the team that was right in front of them. They knew exactly how to take them out of what they wanted to do, how to slow them down. And, you know, now we're turning the page and we are getting prepared for our last opponent.
Like this season, like we knew that this is what we wanted to do. This was going to lead us to get this far and even take a step further for Saturday. But like just us playing unified and like knowing we always have the next ball and we always have trust in each other and like our teammates and our coaching staff.
So I feel like we always just have someone to eventually like look up to throughout the whole entire match, which just helps us be more unified and just helps us play more as a team.
Signing day in Tishomingo. Cheyenne Wood will play her college softball at Oklahoma State. Wood has been a huge part of some great Tishomingo teams, including a pair of state championships. Now she will play for one of the premier programs in the country in Stillwater.
Oklahoma State always felt like a home away from home for me. It was just comfortable, and I knew that I had to have like classmates and stuff up there that would make it feel really nice and comfortable for me. So it was awesome.
Signing day at Boswell High School for baseball standout Camden Edge. He's headed to NOC Tonkawa to play his college baseball. He's been a good one for the Scorpions, and he's excited to take the next step.
Feels great. It's always been part of the dream, and just playing at the next level with a bunch of good guys and a great coaching staff.
It was a triple signing day at Calera for the Bulldogs baseball program. Jeffrey Sweeney is headed to NOC Tonkawa to play at the next level. Joining him, his teammate Colt Weaver, who signed there as well. And they get Knockney Anna as well. All three guys excited to stay teammates.
It's kind of a surreal moment. I've dreamed about it for a long time now, and it's just finally happening.
It feels amazing. It's all I've ever dreamed about. It's what I've worked for years, and it's like a dream come true.
Playing along with my teammates, both my coaches pushed me to the best, and get to play college baseball.
Yeah, congratulations to all of them, and congratulations to a lot of our football teams tonight. You know, Pottsboro, Gunner, Bells, all winners tonight, and we've got a lot more teams that'll take the field tomorrow night.
I'm very excited. So will they play after Thanksgiving? Will they be playing in December? What are we looking at here, David?
I think we have some teams, and I would say multiple teams that will be playing in December. I think you can count on it.
All right. Well, then let's turn to Brady. Brady, how are we looking later on? I know we've got a nice warm Thanksgiving.
Yeah, well, Thanksgiving's looking all right now over there in the 60s, which we haven't really seen much except earlier this month when it was in the 70s, even the 80s. But that's a 20% chance of some rain heading into there, but that's still a little far out for the holidays. We'll get a better idea of when it's going to pass through later. The important thing is to bundle up tomorrow because it is going to be very windy, very cold, and then maybe even seeing some snow. 20% chance as we go into Saturday. That's going to be in the overnight. Many people will be asleep and probably under 2 blankets. Am I right, Brenda?
You better believe it. I'm so excited for our football teams who are going a little bit deeper into the playoffs. Congratulations to you. And congratulations to the parents as well. Thank you so much for joining us. More news beginning at 5 tomorrow morning. Good night.